Okay, welcome everyone to the first episode of Overdrive HD, the podcast series for Need for Speed World. I'm your host, Delano609. I'm a beta tester on Need for Speed Beta, and you might know me from my YouTube channel about a bunch of Need for Speed videos. So now I hand it over to Speedy.
I'm Speedy4395. I am a Need for Speed World beta tester, and I am also a fellow YouTuber. Sergeant.
I'm Sergeant CT920. I'm also a beta tester on NFS World and on YouTube channel.
Okay, so what today we're going to do on the podcast is we're going to review the beta and all the bugs, all the pros, all the cons, everything that we've gotten through and can put feedback onto the beta. So what we're first going to do is review the new features. We have the new Camden area, we have new cars already at the vet. We also have the new photo mode area in Hickley Field where you can invite up to 8 friends and just take a picture and share it with all your friends. And then let's see what else is new in the beta.
So, time of day.
Yes, the time of day. So it switches from dawn to dusk and it doesn't go to nighttime quite yet, but it changes throughout the day. So that's basically an overview of the new features in the game, but now we should probably focus on the bugs.
Yes, because we have one long list of bugs that need to be said. Yes, just go ahead.
Okay, so since there's so many here, I'm just gonna read them off really quickly for all of you to put input on. When you keep the game minimized for too long, the game crashes and the computer freezes, forcing you to restart your computer. I believe Speedy had this problem.
Yeah, it's happened to me a couple times, and that's only because I don't know what's going on with it, but if you keep the game maybe minimized for 10-15 minutes, if you go back on there occasionally, or most of the time actually for me, it'll just completely black screen the game, and when you try to do Control-Delete, that doesn't work, and you have to restart your computer.
So, okay, another one of our bugs is usernames above cars are occasionally distorted or wrong. I've seen this issue multiple times where it's like just a bunch of rectangular Scrabble above a person's name where it's just a yellow block. I believe Sergeant had that problem where it's always his name is always a different username or some sort of distortion. Another one of the bugs is when your car's flipped over during a pursuit, your car doesn't reset fast enough and you're instantly busted. I have had so many instances where it's been aggravating, and I believe anyone who's been through that situation can agree with me. Power-ups have a 1-second lag, not good, especially when using Nitrous or Juggernaut or Shield when someone tries using Magnet on you. And then Pursuit Breakers, they don't really work like they used to. Like, you'll knock something over and then cops, they just keep chasing after you. It takes about just only 2 seconds for you to get busted, so you get busted too quick for you to get away, and then even if you happen to start moving again, you'll get busted at 30 miles an hour.
Maybe even faster.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I hate it. It's like, how am I supposed to keep up the heat level if I can't get away? Especially when it's quite physically impossible to bust someone when you're driving that fast.
Okay. And you have one car on you, or one cop car.
That's also equally...
And there's nothing else blocking your way, too.
Yeah.
It's like, that should happen this late in the beta.
It's very irritating. Okay. Okay, and then here's another one of our bugs. It's if you're moving at a constant speed and one cop is right beside you and nothing else is blocking you or slowing you down, you still get busted. Something that Speedy just brought up. Heat level 3 cars are as heavy as rhinos, and I've noticed this quite a lot, especially more toward the front end of the car, but I remember in previous Need for Speed games that that's the case because the engine's in front of the car, but they are very heavy, so it's irritating to get through heat level 3 pursuit. And then another one of our bugs is cops go through pursuit breakers and don't destroy the pursuit breakers, so that's somewhat of a problem. And then hitting bus stops, fences, light poles, etc., all that stuff, like in previous Need for Speed games, used to increase your cost of state, but in this, it does not, so they're just meaningless objects. And then in multiplayer events, people can take as long, it can take as long as 1 second to 10 minutes to join and actually get the race started. So people can just be sitting there and just waiting and waiting. And then our next bug is low-spec computers, games crash often. And it's not due to lag, and I've had that problem. I'm actually running below minimum specs, and it runs fine, it's just it crashes often. And then, okay, so we're putting the hammer down on pursuits. That's where most of our bugs are at. So at heat level 1, cars can assemble roadblocks, and at heat level 2, they can lay down spike strips. PD and Sergeant, have you guys have any problems with that?
I've had heat 2 spike strips come up on me in the last beta, and I think this beta, I'm pretty sure this beta, they did that too.
I agree with Speed. It happened to me for the other beta.
Okay, so I think we're about halfway through the lifts by now, so let's keep going. When you're on a pursuit and go to the speed boost menu, the keys that you press keep getting pressed, so if you are accelerating your car, it keeps accelerating instead of losing speed. That also happens when you're invited to a race by a friend, you're just cruising, and then all of a sudden you get an invite. Your car will just keep doing whatever you had your fingers on previously, and then that could also end up getting you into an unwanted pursuit. That's happened to me once. Has that happened to either one of you two?
Um, Not the pursuit thing, but whenever I was invited to a private chat, the keys locked on me, and I actually started going around in circles. My car kept on spinning until I accepted the invite, or until I declined it.
Okay, so here's another one of our bugs that's probably on the might be on the bigger end of races, but it says sometimes during race events when an opponent uses nitrous, the juggernaut animation appears on that opponent. So not only are they using nitrous, but at the same time to other players they're using juggernaut. That needs to be fixed. And then something Sergeant brought up was police chatter requests. Like, for example, cops will ask for a 1044 and it never comes. And I believe a 1044 is a roadblock, right?
Actually, they're 1044s. They're like rhinos, but sorry, they call it the rhinos to like hit you head on, but they didn't call it on a like radio chatter radio.